Hey Geeks! We're back with another Walking Dead review, this time reviewing The Walking Dead issue 165 titled Opportunity.
And if you haven't read it yet, you're going to want to skip this video because everything after this is going to be a spoiler.
So, I really liked this issue, but I really hated this issue.
Yeah.
I have a pretty huge problem with it. And it's partially, okay, Andrea got bit in the last panel, presumably, because there is a little thing in the letters at the end that kind of throws some doubt onto what exactly happened. But as of the final panel of the issue, it does look like Andrea's been bit. And my main problem, first of all, Andrea's my favorite character, so I hate the fact that she's probably going to die. But my biggest problem is earlier in the issue, Negan's like, who even gets bit anymore? Since we figured out how it works, I mean, come on. And then, of course, he almost gets bit, but he doesn't get bit. And then Andrea presumably does get bit. So it's almost like a middle finger to Andrea fans, this issue. And I'm a huge Andrea fan. She's my favorite character.
I like Andrea, but she's not a favorite character of mine. Like, I like her, but it doesn't really bother me one way or the other if she lives or dies, so I didn't have that same reaction. I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, good issue.
There's only two characters left who I would be really genuinely hurt if they died, and that's Andrea and Maggie. Anybody else can go. Those are the only two that will really affect me.
Yeah, Maggie is definitely up there for me, but I don't really care about Andrea.
Otherwise, this was a really fantastic issue. I mean, Rick and Negan working together as well as they were. I thought that was fantastic, and Negan's all like, does this mean we're friends? And I'm like, did we just become best friends? And, Rick's like, basically, don't push your luck, or your bar for friendship's a little low. And I don't know, I like those two together, and it's going to be really interesting to see Maggie's reaction when she finds out that Rick has basically set Negan loose.
Yeah, basically. I like how they spent most of the comic drawing the walkers away, and they finally are starting to see, the finish line, and then the saviors show up.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
And here's the thing. Sherry is leading the Saviors now. Sherry is of course Dwight's ex-wife, and the comic book version of Sherry is so much different than the television version. The television version would never do this. The comic book version of Sherry is a badass, and she's really growing on me.
Yeah.
Of course, they ambush Heath and Dwight, and things aren't looking good for Dwight.
Yeah, in fact, when he finished this comic, he was upset. And I could tell he was upset. So, when I got to the Dwight thing, I was like, oh, no, they can't kill Dwight. That's who I thought died. But no, he's being choked, so he's in the process of dying, but he hasn't died yet, so...
He's in trouble, but he's not
but he can
dead.
Still get out of it.
Yeah. I imagine he probably will. Something will happen and Negan will show up and be like, what are you doing? Stand down. Or something like that.
Or the rest of the group comes up and just starts sniping all of them till they're all dead, and then okay.
So I did feel like somebody was probably going to die in this issue. And yeah, Andrea's not dead yet, but it looks real bad. But then again, like I said, there is some doubt thrown in the letters. When you read, gosh, I think it's the very first letter here. Says, listen here, Kirkman, don't you dare kill Heath. He's one of my favorite characters, and next issue's cover has me scared. Don't do anything to him, please. Signed, Lynn. And it says, okay, looks like we'll have to settle for Andrea. Happy, Lynn? And then it says, or will we? So that does throw some doubt into Andrea's potential death.
And not only that, her wound on her neck doesn't look distinctly like a bite mark. It's not as clear being a bite mark. It could just as easily be Eugene could have accidentally scratched her. It doesn't, normally when you see a bite mark, it is obvious that it's a bite mark, and this one's not as much to me.
There's definitely a hunk taken out of her.
Yeah.
So.
But there's not a big chunk, and normally there's a big chunk, and this is just kind of it looks like some of the skin was grazed off.
And I don't know if we've established in all of The Walking Dead if a walker scratch can cause you to turn. We don't know that, so maybe it's just a scratch.
Yeah. We have no idea what it is.
But I think probably Andrea's going to die.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too. Somebody has to die, and if it's not Andrea, it's going to
Yeah.
be Dwight, and I like Dwight. So.
If with this whole the size of this herd, if nobody died, that just wouldn't make any sense.
It'd be ridiculous.
Yeah. So if the, this thousands and thousands and thousands of walkers and they get away, the hilltop burned down and Alexandria's in ruins, but nobody died. That just really kind of stretches it.
They've had some no-name deaths.
Yeah, some minor.
But I mean,
characters.
that doesn't really count. I'm sorry.
Yeah. If you can't remember somebody's name and they die, it doesn't matter. But this was a really good issue. It's just that, man, I'm bummed that Andrea's probably going to die. It was super tense. I love the dynamics between all of the characters. Even Eugene, when he was like, when he went back to help out, and even though he's faltering, he's like, no, I can find a way out. And then, of course, Andrea has to go in and save him. But, like, Eugene and Rick and Negan and Dwight and everybody, Sadiq, Heath, all of these people coming together, Maggie, Michonne, Carl, this issue basically had everybody, and they were working more as a cohesive unit, and it was really cool.
Yeah. And speaking of Sadiq, he discovered the radio.
Yeah, he did.
So I'm anxious to see how that plays out because, he heard that it was working, so I imagine he's going to confront Eugene about it, or ask him about it. He doesn't suspect Eugene's up to anything, but...
Yeah, and Sadiq did hear Stephanie from Ohio, so he knows that there's somebody on the other end, and it's a female, but that's all the knowledge he has.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued about Stephanie from Ohio, what exactly her thing is.
Yeah. Or, Stephanie from Ohio.
Ohio, yeah. She says she's from Ohio. She could be from right down the road.
I think she's right down the road, yeah.
So, huge cliffhanger, basically, at the end of this one. We'll find out, I guess, next issue if Andrea actually is bit. They did release the cover of 167. If you want to take a look at that, look it up. I'm not going to talk about it in this video because I consider that spoilery, and I'm not going to do that. But if you want to see the cover of 167, go ahead and look it up. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. If you have anything to add, let us know down in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this video, tell us by dropping a like on it and subscribe for more reviews. Share this video with your friends.
And thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.